All right, we're live.
Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to Mountain America Arena here in Tempe, Arizona. We have the Arizona Bobcats, 16U combo, taking on the Junior Sun Devils. And both teams are coming in, let's see, Sun Devils have a 2-0-2 record, and the Bobcats are coming in with a 2-4-1 record. Last time, these teams have played once before this season in the regular season, and that ended up in a 2-2 tie. So we'll see what we have in store for us today. Bobcats meeting over at their bench right now to getting ready for the opening face-off, and the Sun Devils just coming out now from their grouping just at their own goal. Bobcats in their away blues today. They're starting to our right, and we'll have the Sun Devil in their home whites starting to our left end. We have Braden Hubler in goal for the Bobcat. Not sure who's in yet. Looks like Hughes maybe for the Sun Devils. Or maybe not. I don't know. Right now both goaltenders are heading to the crease. Looks like Argovitz.
Yep. It looked like maybe they're going to flip a coin for it.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were concerned about our scoring and they're going to put two in, but. Bannon starts out with Oberle and Gardner up front, and play is underway. Sun Devils back with their own blue line, go cross ice D to D, and they dump it up to center. Jessen in there, and Sun Devils dump it into the zone. We got Jessen and Bernard out on D for the Bobcats. We're going to have a face-off back at center as the puck popped out over the boards. Just underway, no score. Sun Devils go cross ice with it. And again, and now they come up their right side. Up at center, that hit him in. Bobcats forechecking. Sun Devils get it out to center. That's intercepted by Bannon coming in on the right side. He's forced wide, lost it along the boards. Gardner comes in right in front of Oberle. And the Sun Devils now come up over the blue line up through center. Intercepted by Bernard. He sends it back into the Sun Devils zone. No ice there. Oberle on the forecheck, and Devils come up through the middle. That's intercepted by Gardner. He's got quite a crowd of traffic, and now the Sun Devils pick it up, and they come up through center. And there's Flanagan, dumps it in on the right side into the Bobcat zone to the left of Hubler, and Hubler tries to come out the right side. And here comes Wong chasing it. And Sun Devils have it back in their own zone. Off the boards, up through the middle ice. And Wahlberg's now after it. Wong on the forecheck. And the Sun Devils dump it back out to center. Over to Wahlberg on the right side, over the blue line, fires it in. Argovitz to save, and we'll have a face-off in the Sun Devil zone. Sun Devils changing players. Face-off to the left. Wong now with it. He dumps it back into the corner, intercepted by the Sun Devils. Battle in the corner. Stipe in there. And the Sun Devils cut out in front of their own zone. That hits Wahlberg. Wong with it now over along the boards. Stipe comes in. Right to the side of the goal. He's got it in behind. If he can get it in front. Wahlberg tips it in behind. Bobcats with good forechecking here. Wong in there to shoulder his man. He comes up with the puck. He's got it now in his backhand. Comes up to the point. Through center, gets it over to Dawson. He fires it in high off the glass, and the Sun Devils chip it up along the boards. And here they now come out their right side. They dump it down. Here they come over the blue line, fire it in. Hubler, the blocker save. Wahlberg picks it up. Back into the corner. And Letty goes now in back for it. Coming up his left side, tipped by Stipe up over the blue line. He's got to huckle off there. He's just floating. He's going for a change. Letty keeps it in. And Sun Devils come up through the middle. They come up over their own blue line. Send it in behind the goal, and Guevara is going to pick it up there on the right side. He gets bumped by the Sun Devils. They kept it in towards center, and then the Bobcats now try to clear, but that hit a leg. Puck still in the zone, goes to the left of Hubler. Sun Devils, D-man pinches into the corner. Right out in front, and now the Bobcats come out with it. Here comes Guevara in the right side, dumps it into the Sun Devil zone. Puck comes to the right of their goal. He's up there with Luma. Puck along the boards. Puck comes right in the middle. Stewart right in the slot, fires it in. Nice pad save. Good shot there by Stewart. He's got it in his feet. A couple of Sun Devils checking him there. Puck still in the Sun Devil zone though. And now it comes out. Luma has it. He sends it on the left side, just out of Stewart's reach, and the Sun Devils chasing it back on their own zone behind the goal. Now they come up the right side. Goes off Bannon, stays in. Puck is still in. Sun Devils goes D to D. Flanagan now goes in behind the goal. Sends it to Rayhorn. He dumps it out, intercepted by Stewart. Sun Devils send it around behind the goal. Guevara's in there after it. Devils still have it. Bannon gets a stick on it. Now the Sun Devils come up. Neubauer now. He just sends it down the ice, and this will be icing against the Sun Devils. The Bobcats. Good pressure in the Sun Devil zone there. 10:50 remaining here in the first period. No score. Face off to the right of the Sun Devil goal. And is out there with Haynes and Watts. Back to Bernard. Shot in, deflected. Oh, Argavet's the save. Puck goes to Flanagan. He sends it around the right side. Good pinch. Puck gets out and down the zone, though. There should be no icing here. Jessen goes back for it. Puck is in his feet and behind the goal. Moves it along towards the corner. A couple of Sun Devils on him. Sun Devils. Now they come up with the puck to the right of the goal. Back to the point. Flanagan fires a low one in. That's tipped just wide. Sun Devils back to the point. Nice low shot in. That was deflected wide. And Bernard now comes up his side. That was kept in just at the blue line. Puck is sent into the far corner. Back to Flanagan at the left point. He dumps it into the middle. Puck dumped in again, in behind the goal, and Bernard dumps it to the corner. Watts has it there, and he sends it up the middle to Bannon. Bannon up over the own blue line, up over center, goes in the right side, gets around the blue line. Puck gets stuck in along the boards, right in front to Haynes. Oh, he fired that just wide. Letty comes in, good pinch, dumps it back to the corner. Bannon's in there, he gets taken in by Howie. He's in there. Needs a little help. Puck still jammed in there. Haynes comes out with it. Puts it right in the slot. Picked up on the Sun Devils, and they come up their left side as they're going off for a change. Dawson back with it for the Bobcats. Across to Letty. Letty coming up over his own blue line. Dumps it in. No icing here. Goes by a couple of Sun Devils. Gleason lost an edge. Gleason now in behind his own goal. Wong out on the forecheck. Sends it up the middle. Peck gets by Dawson, coming on the right side. Fires it from circle, he scores! And the Sun Devils are on the board first with a 1-0 lead. Sun Devils are able to get a man in behind the Bobcat D there, and they hit him with a pass off the boards. And they are on the board 1-0 here with 8:50 remaining here in the first period. Wong in for the draw.
Junior Sun Devils goal, scored by number 7, Danger
Sun Devils have it high in the Bobcat zone, now along the left boards. Back into the corner and behind the goal. They hit the man who comes in, pinched in. He shot it way high.
Someone went right at the camera.
Puck to the right of the... Did it hit the camera?
It hit the glass right in front of the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think I see it still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
long as they don't hit the one on the middle of the ice. Here comes Gardner down the left side, up over center. Tries to cut through Gleason, gets taken down, and the Sun Devils now come out the left side of their goal. Puck kept came just out, almost kept in there by Smith, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Sun Devil bench there. Luma in for the draw. He's out there with Wahlberg and Stipe. Sun Devils now coming up their right side, up along the boards. Wahlberg intercepts. Back to Lindsay on D. Goes across ice to Smith. He gets it up to Stipe. Stipe at center. Luma now coming in over the blue line. Dumps it into the middle. Wahlberg's there. Fires it. Hughes is in net now. Didn't notice they made the change.
Oh, I didn't either.
Here come the Sun Devils in on the right side from the circle. Fire it in. Cross ice. Save Hubler. Back to the right point. Oh, Stipe almost got away with it, or Wahlberg rather. Puck steered into the corner. Wahlberg has it, dumps it off the boards, still along the boards. Sun Devils keeping it in. Puck goes in behind. Smith and Luma battling for it in the corner. Couple of Sun Devils in there as well. Good scrum there. Puck comes loose. Wahlberg dumps it around. Lindsay tries to get there, and puck comes back to the point. It's kept in by the Sun Devils. Over on their left side. Lefty fires it in. That goes way wide. Waitke comes in. He takes a shot. That hits Lindsay in the leg. Goes into the corner.
This feels like a penalty kill.
Yeah. Bobcats can't get out of their own zone here. Sun Devils are changing their D. And Lindsay has it there. Gets it to Wahlberg. Oh, that's got to get out. Fires over on the left side. Over to the left point now for the Sun Devils. Dumps it back into the corner. Puck right out in front. Comes back to the left point for the Sun Devils. Stipe takes his man into the boards. Luma fires it around to the other side. Lindsay in there with his man. And finally, the Bobcats clear the zone. I think they spent 2/3 of that trip in their own end. Change of players coming out. Sun Devils coming through the middle. Guevara now picks it up. He fires it into the Sun Devil zone. Bannon on the forecheck. Puck kept in by Guevara. Now it's cleared. Justin has it. He fires it back in. Goes in behind. Sun Devils now. Ray Horn works to clear it. Stewart gets there. Guevara comes out with it. Off Bannon's stick. Comes back out, and Justin has it. He goes over to Bernard. Bernard's got Stewart on one side. Oh, tried to send it over to Guevara. That was intercepted. Guevara now. And here comes Stewart over the line. Up through the middle. Fires it in. That hit the leg. Goes to the corner. Sun Devils. Ray Horn now with it. In behind his goal on his backhand. Now he comes up the left side. Tried to clear it. Intercepted by Bernard. Into Stewart in the slot. Goes off his leg. And Sun Devils clear. Bernard comes cross ice. Picks that up. Bannon checks his man. It comes back to the Sun Devil line. They go cross ice D to D. And now they get up over center. Tried to hit a man coming through the middle. He missed. Jessen picks it up behind the goal on his backhand. Tries to get it to Stewart. Now Stewart has it. Sun Devils pick it up. Dump it back to the right point. Fire it in, and that's steered to the corner by Bernard. Stewart now with it. Chips it off, but not off the boards, but not out. Back into the corner. Sun Devils. Good zone time here. Stewart got a stick on that as it rolls down into the Sun Devil zone. Bobcats changing players. Haynes in on the forecheck. Sun Devils now coming out their right side. Send it across ice. Intercepted by Wong. Puck is bouncing. He gets hit. Gleason now sends it off the boards. Comes back to him. He comes up his right side now. They got a man coming through the middle. Peck. Dawson back. Peck from the right circle. Fires it wide. Puck's going to clear the zone. Come back to center. Here come the Sun Devils over the Bobcat blue line. Gets bodied out by Letty. And Wong picks up the puck. Tries to get up to Watts. Sun Devils pick it up in their own zone. Got Watts, Haynes, and Wong out for the Bobcats up front. And the Sun Devils down the left side. Try to go on the short side. Save there by Hubler. Dawson gets it up through the middle. He gets it back now up over the Sun Devil blue line. Scoots right in, fires it in, pad save. Rebound goes in behind. Haynes sends it in the far side. Dawson gets back. Wong was covering. And here come the Sun Devils up over the blue line on the left side. Steered in behind the zone, behind the goal rather. Watts there picks it up, gets it up and over the center ice area. Bobcats are changing. This is both teams changing. Sun Devils now coming up through their own zone, up through center. Over the Bobcat blue line, right through the middle, steers it in. Hubler the save, and he's going to hold on. With 2:43 remaining here in the first period, Sun Devils leading 1-0. Sun Devils had a lot of good zone time in the last several minutes. Face off to the right of Hubler. Sun Devils get it back to the point. Fire it in. Get a leg and goes to the corner. Smith in there. Sun Devils get it right into the circle. Fire it in. That just missed. Gardner goes after it now on his left side. He dumps it up over the blue line. And here comes Luma in on the left side. He fires it in! Luma for the Bobcats evens the score. He was coming in the left side. He had Oberle coming up in the middle, and that drew the defenseman. And Luma just fired in high on the right side.
That needed to happen. Good breakaway. Yes. Just watching the replay on it. He had the option to pass, and he didn't need it.
No. Good shot by Max Luma. Lindsay now was it up through center. Puck picked up. Here comes Luma again on the right side. He dumps it into the corner. Gardner goes in behind after it. Sun Devils send it up the boards. That's intercepted by Oberle. Got his stick caught in the boards for a sec. Gardner now with it. Luma sends it back behind to Gardner. Oberle's in front. Gardner trying to get it behind. Oberle trying to jam it in the short side. Puck is loose. And we got a couple of good whacks at it there, but Hughes now on the goal for the Sun Devils was able to keep that one outside of the goal.
Yeah, where did they switch?
I didn't actually see them switch. I just looked and realized Hughes was in. So back to the point. Puck kept in right in front. Walber, we're just over top.
That one right at the camera too. Keeping the people at home on their toes.
Yeah. Puck trays right out in front. Stipe steers it just to the side. Wahlberg now goes into the side. Sun Devils send it in behind the goal. Stipe gets a stick on it. Puck is still in the zone. Try to come out the right side. Wahlberg keeps it in. Fires it just to the right of the goal. Sun Devils now coming out the right side. And they fire it off the board and out to Bernard at center. Dumps it off the boards, gets by a man. Gleason tries to send it back the other way. Bernard now picks it up just outside his own blue line. Sends it back to Jessen, who tried to hit Wahlberg rather. Here comes Wahlberg now in on the left side. Fires it in. And that's a shoulder save by Hughes. And the puck goes high into the netting over the glass. And we'll have a face-off to the right of the Sun Devil goal. All tied at 1. We're in the last minute. 51 seconds remaining here in the first period. Puck back to the point. Sent in by Bernard. Sun Devils pick it up. And they clear the zone. Bobcats send it back in. Goes to the left to Hughes. 40 seconds remaining in the period. Stipe in for the forecheck. And Sun Devils send it all the way down to relieve the pressure. And with just under 30 seconds remaining, we'll have another face-off deep in the Sun Devil zone.
Clean game so far.
Yes. A couple of pretty solid hits. A lot of scrums along the boards. But all good so far. And Devils win it back. Stewart tries to hit Guevara, who's in front. Puck in the short side. Stewart's with it. Tries to fire it off the goaltender. Comes back. Wong fires it. He fans on it. Gets it back. Fires it in. Just hits the referee. Wong takes his man into the boards. And now the Sun Devils coming up their left side. 11 seconds remaining. Up over the Bobcat blue line. Cutting through the middle. And Hubler has that covered. And we'll have a face-off coming up in the Bobcat zone with just under 7 seconds left here in the first period. Show the Sun Devils leading in shots 11-8. Face off to the right of Hubler. Wong that over to the side. Now goes in behind the goal.
That'll be time.
And that's it for the first period. So after one, we are all tied at 1. And we'll be back with period number 2 in just a moment.
It's just taking some extra time.
Yeah.
Both sides.
One referee at center ice. He hasn't blown his whistle yet, though. Both teams, taking advantage of an extra minute here. So we'll have the Bobcats down to our left for this period and the Sun Devils to the right. Hughes still in goal for the Sun Devils. Bobcats have Wong out at center with Guevara on the left, Stewart on the right, Dawson and Letty back on D. Wong wins it back. Letty has it now up over his own blue line. Fires it up. Stewart now from the left side. Blocker saved by Hughes. Puck goes to the corner. Stewart in there. Guevara now chases it over on the right side. Sun Devils now coming up their left side. Try to hit the man through the center. They've been doing that a lot this game so far. Top of the circle. Fires it in. Hubler gets a glove on it. Puck comes out to Stewart. He clears it up through the middle. Guevara just lost it at center, and now the puck comes into the right of Hubler. Letty now with it. Sends it up to Guevara. And it's picked off by the Sun Devils just inside the blue line. Fired in. Puck goes wide. And Guevara now comes up with it. He gets it over to Stewart. He gets up over the line on the right side. Now he lost it. Sun Devils send it back in, and they had a man who had not exited the zone yet. So we have an offside and a face-off just outside Bobcat blue line to the right of Hubler. Have Loom out there with Watts and Haynes, and Lindsay and Smith back on D. Here come the Sun Devils in on their left side. And on Smith, tries to send it through the middle. That goes off a stick, goes over to the right point. They dump it into the half forwards. They still got a man out front. And Watts picks it up. He can't exit the zone. Luma gets it out, though, out through center. Haynes now chases it. Comes in over the blue line on the right side. Tried to fire it in. That hit a stick. Sun Devils now have it in behind their own goal. Luma checking a man there. Sun Devils come out with it, though, on their right side. They still have it. And puck just now clears their zone up through center. They fired into the Bobcat zone, goes around the boards behind Hubler over to the left. And Watts there dumps it out into center ice. Haynes on the forecheck. Sends it across ice. Luma gets it just outside the line. And the Sun Devils now coming in on the right side.
That actually looked like a ref assist. It looked like the ref stuck his foot out.
He deflected. Puck goes high and bounces into the Sun Devil bench. And so we'll have a face-off out in the central area. Gonna have it in the face-off dot just outside their bench. We've got Bannon out with Gardner and Oberle. Sun Devils with it now back on their own line. Go D to D. And they send it up to try and hit that man through the middle as they're doing every time. And they send it in behind the goal. Bernard dodges a check. And he gets hit again. Nope. Pass it Bannon in the skates. He's up over the blue line. And Sun Devils pick it up. Coming over the Bobcat blue line, fired in, and that's off. I don't know if that was offside, but
Yeah.
the whistle definitely blew. I guess it was offside. I wasn't sure if there was a penalty being called.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, maybe. We'll take it.
Bannon wins it back to Jessen. He dumps it off the boards. Gardner chasing it now on the right side. Puck deep in the Sun Devils zone. Gardner gets it. Sends it back to the point to Bernard. He backhands it, but that hits a leg. Ooh. Good recovery by Bernard. And Gardner sends it back in. Oberle on the forecheck. Sun Devils trying to come out their left side. Unable to. Puck in along the boards in the corner. And now they clear it up, but not out. Gardner keeps it in, moves in towards the middle, fires it through the defenseman's legs. Puck goes around the side. Bernard keeps that in. Sun Devils get there, and they'll clear it. Here they come now over the Bobcat line. Good job by Bernard.
Nice.
Gets back and hits his man and takes the puck and sends it down in the Sun Devil zone, and that's going to go all the way for icing. Good hustle back by Bernard on that play.
They need to do more of that. Pinch into the wall.
Yep. That's what they're there for.
Yep.
Face-off coming up to the left of Hubler. Wong in for the face-off. He's out there with Stipe and Wahlberg. Letty sends it in behind to Dawson. Oh, he chips it right out in front. Letty picks it up. And he comes now over center, up over the Sun Devil blue line, fires it in, and then retreats back to his position on the point. Wahlberg on the half board sends it back to Dawson. The scrum along the boards. Puck now comes in. Bobcat players knocked down in the crease. No penalty there.
Say, where's the penalty there?
You had a good dose of them last night. Panther game.
Interference.
It got taken down. Yeah, I couldn't even see who it was. He was so well smothered.
I mean, that's like textbook interference. Come on, guys. I guess I'm happy with refs that just let them play.
Yeah. Dyke gets it out. Now he's got it. Sends it over to Wahlberg on the left side, in over the blue line. Wahlberg stick handles it back to Wong. Dumps it into the right of the goal. Stipe gets it there. Back over to Wahlberg. Back over to Stipe into the circle. Wong almost had a one-timer there and didn't get a good connection, but good chance there for the Bobcats going cross ice. Stipe over to Wong. Face off to the left of Hughes. Puck comes back to Dawson. Sends it over to Wahlberg. Sun Devils try and clear it up the boards. Wong comes in. Wahlberg battle for it. Comes back to Wong now on the half boards. Goes back in, gets tripped. Yep, we have a penalty coming up to the Sun Devils. There'll be a tripping penalty here. Wong was trying to take the puck down the boards, and Sun Devil got a stick in there in his feet and took him right down.
Ah. So what did they call?
Tripping.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Bobcats,
yeah.
I think this is the first power play of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Face off to the left of Hughes. Puck comes back to Dawson. Goes to the middle into Bannon. Circle, fires it in. That hits a stick. Sends another one just over the goal. Back on over the other side. And the Sun Devils clear it. Letty keeps it in, though. And that'll be a hand pass. As Letty tried to keep it in. Oh, maybe the same. Maybe his feet were over the line. I couldn't tell from here. They're having the face-off just outside the blue line.
Maybe.
Uma fires it in, just misses the goal. Bannon goes in after it and sends it back to Dawson. Dawson at the right point, sends it through the middle on a backhand, and the Sun Devils pick it up. And now they come and dump it into the zone. Puck is rolling to the right of Hubler. Letty goes back for it. And he settles the puck down, sends it up to Luma. Puck goes into the Sun Devil zone. Flanagan after it. Oberle on the forecheck. Puck comes picked up by Luma. Back into Oberle. And Devils clear it high off the boards. Letty picks it up. He sends it back. Oberle tips it in. Puck goes in around behind the goal. Luma's going to try and get there and does. Sends it back into the corner. Oberle has it. He's still got it. Tried to hit Luma in the middle. And the Sun Devils intercept that, and they bounce one down all the way down to Hubler. And right on goal, he steers it to the side for Dawson. Sun Devils changing players. Dawson gets it up to Oberle. He tips it into the zone. Luma after it. Oberle's going off as well as Bannon. Bobcats, Sun Devils have a man behind the D again. Off the boards, pass. Right and alone. Oh, nice stick save by Hubler, but that's the play they scored on earlier. And they did this one while shorthanded.
Yeah, that's scary. 23 seconds left on the power play.
Wahlberg now with it behind his goal. And it's Dawson. Dawson up through center ice. Gets over the blue line, fires it in. He scores! Dawson fires one in from the blue line, and Hughes got his glove hand up, and I thought had it, but missed it, and it went right in the top of the goal. The Bobcats, I think that'll be an even strength goal, but they were just coming off the power play. And they take a 2-1 lead here with 8.5 minutes remaining here in the second period.
It was a great shot.
Sun Devils inside their own blue line. Chip it up the center.
Score by number 7, Noah Dawson, unassisted at 8.
Bobcats send it in offside. We'll have another face-off just outside the Sun Devil blue line, just outside the Bobcat bench.
That's not Dawson's first this season, is it?
It's hard to say between tournaments and all that stuff. It might be his first regular season goal. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. It might be.
Here comes Stewart, fires it in. That goes over the net. Smith keeps it in. Oh, now it's out. Bannon fires it back in, and that's offside. I think that's Dawson's second. Puck comes back to Lindsay, back over to Smith, just over his own blue line. Now fires it across ice to Stewart, in over the line. He dumps it into the zone and behind the goal. Sun Devils pick it up there, come out their right side. And good keep there by Lindsay, and to Stewart. Brings it back to Lindsay. Sun Devil picked that up, and they're going to clear the zone now. Hit that man coming through the middle again. And it goes just off his stick into the corner. Now they send it down into their own end. And Hughes is going to have to play that, settle it down for his defenseman. Sun Devils now up over the Bobcat blue line. Dump it in behind the goal. Puck comes right into Hubler, and he gloves that and holds on for a face-off. But two things, I've noticed is the Sun Devils always trying to hit that man coming up through the middle when they're coming out of their zone, or they're sending a guy deep. They're getting it behind the Bobcats D and sending the pass in around the D off the boards.
Yeah.
Watts clears the zone, and Sun Devils now back at center go cross ice back to their own blue line. They come right up through the middle, fired in, that hit Jessen, and puck rolls to Hubler, and he holds on for a save. Whew. That face off to his left.
The Hubler was paying attention. That was deflected off Jessen's stick right at him. Slow motion,
yes.
But
Players moved into the circle from the boards too soon, at least the Sun Devil player. Comes in now to take the draw against Luma. Goes to the sideboards. Erickson sends it down into the corner. Luma sends it back up, and Oberle clears the zone. That's going to go down for icing. Watts was on the right side, but couldn't catch up to that one. It was too far ahead. And we'll have another face-off to the left of Hubler in the Bobcats goal. Bobcats ahead 2-1 here in the first period, just under 7 minutes remaining. Or second period. Bloom in for the draw. Oberle picks it up from the face-off circle. He's got Watts on his right, sends it over to Watts. Watts gets it in on the right side. Oberle chasing it in behind the goal. Battle in there. Puck comes out into the center area, and the Sun Devils pick it up over their own blue line now. Bernard is back. And they chip it in behind the goal. Bernard's going to pick that up, and he's picking up speed. Coming up through the middle. Bernard up over his own blue line. Over center, up over the blue line. And
3-on-1 in that corner.
Yeah. And Luma comes up with it now. He sends it in behind. Good shift there by Bernard. He's probably ready to come off after that.
Yeah, did you see him go down right at the end of there?
Yeah. Wong keeps it in. Oberle goes off for a change. So over to the right side. Watts has it in the corner. He overskated it. And Sun Devils now coming out there right side. They dump it up through the middle, trying to hit that man in the middle again. That was intercepted by Bernard. Nice move there at center. Sends it over to Wong. Gets it over the blue line. Puck is bouncing. Now it's out. And Wahlberg picks it up. He comes in, but
way off.
Wong is, still about 6 or 7 feet inside the zone. Coming out on the other side. So face-off just outside the Sun Devil blue line. Wong in there for the draw. Wins it back. Gardner picks it up over the blue line, coming in on the left side. He gets knocked off the puck, and here come the Sun Devils now. Over through center. Coming in on the left side. Dawson, the poke check there. Now has it, chips it, but not out. Puck comes back. And now he chips it out, and puck rolls up through center. Sun Devils pick it up there, and they go cross ice to the far side. Wahlberg's there. Gardner gets back on side, and the Sun Devils have it in their own zone. Puck goes in behind. Now they're coming up their left side in through the circle. Send that man right through the middle again, as they do. Coming in, good poke check there by Dawson. Wahlberg over to Wong. Wong's got Gardner on the left side. Gardner up over the blue line. He lost it there. Now Sun Devils back the other way, coming down their right side on Letty. Letty, good stick check there. Gardner dumps it up through center.
Look, it popped up.
Letty lost his stick there. Not sure what that whistle was for.
Yeah, I didn't.
Seems to be coming down into the, well.
We got a penalty? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gleason's getting a penalty. Number 10 for the Sun Devils. So this will be the second power play of the game. Bobcats scored just after their last one. Bannon's out with Luma And Oberle, Bannon wins it back.
Junior Sun Devils on the lead. Too many players on the list.
Too many players. That's what it was.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times the last couple of days. Different teams.
This time they're calling it.
Yeah. That's right. Last night we got the penalty. It was the other team that had too many men. That was crazy. A lot of head shakers at that game. Overlay dumps it in to the right of the goal. Room on the forecheck. Now comes over to the right side. Puck kept in by Bernard. That hit a leg. Luma tried to clear it to Overlay in front. Sun Devils sent it off the boards. Wahlberg keeps that in, goes in behind. Luma's there. Oh, Bannon couldn't reach it, and it's coming back into the Bobcat zone to the right of Hubler. And there's a minute 13 remaining in the penalty. Bernard up to Oberle, chipped in, passed through Stipe as well. Puck goes into the corner. Devils get there first. Oh, puck bounced off the boards over to Hughes, and he's going to hold on to that for a save. Minute 1 remaining in the penalty. Bobcats leading 2-1. 3.5 minutes remaining here, second period. Wong moves in for the draw. He's got Stipe at the top of the circle. There with Gardner as well. Puck goes into the corner. Sun Devils send it in around behind. Stipe with it. It's Wong in the middle. He lost it. Comes to Stipe. Got an open man at the point. Sends it back to Smith there. Smith falls and dumps it in behind the goal. Gardner over to Wong. Back to Dawson. Dawson fires it in. Tipped by Stipe. Goes just wide. And Sun Devils clear just over the line. Bobcats are got to clear the zone. Now they do. And here comes Dawson in again. Fires it. And glove save this time by Hughes. I think the puck was going wide anyways, but he's going to hold on for a face-off to his left with 29 seconds remaining on the penalty. Bobcats have the advantage. 28 seconds. Back to Dawson. Sends it into Wong. Wong to the left of the goal. The Devils try and clear it. Puck bounces. Wong picks it up, fires it in. Pad save. Gardner backhand. Another pad save. Sun Devils clear it up on their left side, and now they're out over their own blue line. And they're over the blue line with Smith. Fired in off his leg into the corner.
Sun Devils at full strength.
Both teams at full strength. And Wong picks up the puck now behind his own goal. Sends it up to Dawson. He's got Stipe up the middle. Sends it off the boards up to Stipe. Stipe, and he was offside. Pass needed to come just a second earlier. Good try, though. That's the one that Sun Devils have performed a few times well today.
Close. Just had a little too much steam.
With Haynes and Rivera. Sun Devils chip it up to center. Jessen with it. Sends it up through the right side. Sun Devils now, and Bernard with it in his own zone. He's going to go in behind his goal, come out the left side. Gets bodied there. And he gets the puck back somehow. This Haynes couldn't quite get there, and the Sun Devils send it back into the Bobcat zone, but offside. Bobcats leading 2-1, a minute 52 remaining here in the second period. Face off just outside the Bobcat blue line to the right of Hubler. Luma in for the draw. Up there with Haynes and Guevara. Comes back to Jessen. Jessen sends it up off the boards. Here comes Haynes. Oh, puck hopped over his stick. And here come the Sun Devils. Oh, dips around Jessen, and luckily puck rolled off his stick. Haynes was back checking. And now he's going to pick it up, coming out his left side. He's got Luma with him. Over to Luma. Luma up over the blue line. Puck kept in, and now it comes out, and it's fluttering into the Bobcat zone, and Jessen picks it up behind his goal. Sends it up over the boards, and he hits Guevara up there. He got a stick on it, and it's tipped into the zone. Oh, come on.
Well,
He got a stick on that.
Stick on that.
He did get a stick on that.
No icing. Come on, guys.
Yikes. He did the perfect job there. Got a stick on it, so it shouldn't have been icing, but anyway. That's what you want to do. Puck comes into the zone. Lindsay now goes over into the corner for it. And here comes Oberle now, coming up the left side, chips it off the board. Sun Devils intercept that. Put it off Smith's feet, and he's got it now in behind his goal. He fires it around to Oberle. Kept in by the Sun Devils. Nice low shot, tipped right in front. Rubler the save, goes into the corner. Oberle's going to pick that up. Seems to be a little, maybe ice goes down towards the boards there on that one side. Anyways, Bannon now picks it up over the line. The Sun Devil zone. In behind now. Watts in to help. Goes around the far side. Lindsay's going to try and keep it in. Gets a stick on it. Sun Devils have a man deep behind the Bobcats, and now he's coming out. Puck fired in by Watts. And Sun Devils, they hit that man up through the middle again. Lindsay, Watts couldn't control it. And that's the end of two. Bobcats leading 2-1. Close game. And we'll be back with the third period in just a moment.
Do you really want to be a superstar? Do you really want to be famous? To know what a groupie saw, live every seconds. And I really wonder what I never saw. Look at what I really did change. Looks like I've been doing you.
Period number 3 getting ready to be underway. Face off at center. Got Wong out with Wahlberg and Stipe for the Bobcats. Letty and Dawson back on D. And Letty now picks it up just on Sun Devils side of center. Sends it in, and Sun Devils in behind their own zone. Coming out their left side. Intercepted. Wahlberg with it. Back to Dawson, back into Wahlberg, back to Letty, puck's rolling on him. Sun Devils cleared up the middle. Dawson got a stick on it. Letty's going to have to chase it now, back in his own zone into the corner. Sends it up to Stipe. Battle along the boards. Puck bounces out, and here comes Wahlberg. Wahlberg now fires it in, right on, and Sun Devil goaltender had a little trouble with that, but he was able to corral it. And
nobody drop it.
Yeah.
Watched I was live streaming one of the high school games last night. And that happened.
Yeah.
Goalie dropped it and it fell right between his legs. They had already blown the whistle though, so
Ah, okay. Saved him.
yeah. Oh wow.
A shot through a ton of traffic. He did have some open nets on
Yeah.
the one side.
Watch the replay on that. That just
Not sure there was a ton of traffic in front.
deflected right off a Bobcat.
Puck comes across the Oberle now in his own corner. He chips it up but not out. Kept in by the Sun Devils. And fired in right on. Hubler the save. Hit him in the chest and then he covered the rebound. Or covered the puck so there was no rebound. Bobcats leading 2-1. Face-off coming up to the right of Hubler. Cannon's out there with Stewart and Guevara. Sun Devils right out in front.
Wow.
Good save there by Hubler. Smith sends it across ice. Here comes Bannon up through the middle. He gets poke checked. Comes back. Lindsay has it now. Sends it over to Stewart on the boards. Sun Devils pick it up. Puck comes back into the Sun Devils zone. They clear it up the weak side. Smith goes back in his own zone with it on his backhand. He reverses. Goes down. Bannon sends it up to Guevara up the right side. He gets checked. And Bannon sends it over to Stewart on the left side. Sun Devils now pick it up in their own zone. Get backhanded into the Bobcat zone. Goes in behind Hubler to his left. Smith now with it. Battles a man there. Gets it up to Guevara. Goes over to the far side. Kept in by the Sun Devils. Stewart now has it. Tries to get up the right side. Sun Devils keep it in. They're doing a good job of keeping it in the Bobcat zone here. They fire it towards the goal. That hits Lindsay. Lindsay sends it up to Stewart. Clears it up. And there's Guevara up over the blue line. The Sun Devils pick it up now at their own blue line. And they dump it in again. Sun Devils changing a couple of players. And Lindsay tried to send it up to Stewart. That was intercepted. Puck in along the boards. Sun Devils come up with it, cutting through, coming over now to the other side, back to their left D. He just sends it in deep. Picked up by Smith there. Picked up by the Sun Devils. They fired it just wide. Bobcats need a change here. They need to dump it. Smith now with it. He clears it, but kept in. And now it's over the blue line. Bobcats changing all forwards. And actually, Adiga changed there as well. Here comes Letty now with it. Comes up the left side, off the boards and out. And the Sun Devil missed that one. And Wahlberg and Stipe are chasing puck down in there. Wahlberg has it. Looking for Stipe in front. Wong is also there. Wahlberg still has it. Wahlberg down the right side. Still got the puck. Devils clear it. Stipe has it now. Sends it right across to Wong. He gets cross-checked from behind. Kept in by Dawson. He scores! Noah Dawson just popped it under the crossbar. Went off the crossbar and in. And that was a nice shot, just similar to his last one, I guess. And he has two tonight as the Bobcats are ahead, 3-1. Wong get cross-checked from behind. Puck
Beautiful
went back, picked up by Dawson. He just moved into the top of the circle and let her rip just under the crossbar.
Bobcats goal, scored by number 7, Noah Dawson, unassisted at 10:46 in the third.
10.5 remaining third period. Sun Devils dump it into the Bobcat zone. Letty after it there. Wong in to help. Puck comes back to the right D. He moves to the center, fires it in. It's deflected, and Hubler comes up with a nice save there. Face off to his left. Puck comes right to the goal. Steered into the corner. Dawson with it now and behind. Sun Devils dump it back. Dawson sends it over to Letty. Letty now sends it up to the middle. Here comes Stipe. Tried to hit Wahlberg in the far side. Puck is bouncing. Wong now with it. Stipe picks it up over the blue line. Coming in on the left side on his backhand. Cuts to the middle. Dumps it right in the front. Wahlberg is there. Oh, tipped it just wide. Right to Wong in front. He fires it right on goal. Pad save. Comes back again. It's in his feet. Stipe picks it up. Fires it right on. And Hughes makes the save. Several good opportunities there by the Bobcats. So after a shift where the Bobcats couldn't get the puck out of their own zone, they've had some good zone time down in the Sun Devils' end. Face-off now coming to the left of Hughes in the Sun Devil goal. Luma takes the draw. He's out with Watts and Haynes, and here come the Sun Devils now. Dump it, puck rolling into the zone. Bernard picks it up there, sends it around the boards. Now comes back in. Justin with it behind the goal. Got a couple of Sun Devils on him. And Haynes now comes with puck is rolling. He comes up over center. He dumps it in. He gets taken down. And Watts goes after it into the corner. Puck comes around the far side. Luma checks his man. Bernard sends it back into the corner. Luma after it. Sun Devils clear it. Bernard got a stick on it. Otherwise, that would have went all the way for icing, but Justin now back in his own zone. Behind the goal, sends it up, tried to hit Haynes, intercepted by the Sun Devils. They're now in over the line, in on their right side, and puck is cleared. Sun Devils now with it. They fire it from their side of center. That should be icing, and it is. And what a face-off. Down in the Sun Devil zone to the right of their goal with just under 9 minutes remaining here in the third period. Bobcats with a 3-1 lead on 2 goals by Noah Dawson.
We got some good feedback. Thank you for the good feedback, for the positive feedback on the live stream.
Cool. Puck in the face-off circle. Gardner comes in and fires it right on. And Hughes makes that save on the short side. Face-off is a bit of a draw. Gardner comes in and picked up the loose puck. Got a nice shot away. Face-off, same spot to the right of Hughes. Same again. Gardner picks it up on his backhand this time. Comes back to Smith. Back into the corner. And Sunderland now. Gardner takes his man into the boards. Oh, right in front. And another chest save there by Hughes. Gardner having a really good shift on this one. He took his man, bodied him into the boards behind the goal. Puck popped loose, and he picked it up and was able to fire it right on the short side of the goal.
That happened so fast, I almost missed it.
Sun Devils try to fire it out. Kept in by Smith. Now they get it out. Smith picked it up again, though. He's coming in over on the far side. Fires a low shot in. Pad saved by Hughes. Rebound comes out. Sun Devils with it. Smith in there forechecking, and
Is there a penalty? Or did the...
looks like Bobcats are getting a penalty here. Slashing is the call. I'm assuming it's us. I didn't see the slash because we had the puck. Oh, looks like Smith's going off.
We'll rewatch it. Yeah, he's back there.
It was just a battle for the puck, but
I don't... All right. Guess you win some, you lose some?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I didn't either. Just anyway. Face-off coming all the way back into the Bobcat zone. They're up 3-1. Face-off coming to their right with just over 8 minutes remaining. Puck comes back to the Sun Devils. They go D to
Penalty
D.
number 11, Roderick Smith.
Fired across ice again. Tried to hit a man on the weak side. That didn't work. Now they sent it back to their left point over the right side. Fired in top of circle. Nice pad save by Hubler. Back to the point again. Sun Devils on the power play. Fired in. Hubler lost it. Puck is still loose. My goodness. Scramble in front. No whistle yet. The referee's right there.
Holy crap.
Looked like a mass of humanity there from this end, but somehow that puck must have still been loose.
It was under his pads, and when he turned around, it popped Pop
and
loose.
popped back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like he had it there, and then, when he spun around, it may have come loose, and the Sun Devils had a few extra whacks at it.
Oh.
So no harm done.
Okay, I thought they were pulling the puck back. They're putting another what?
Dawson getting a penalty, apparently.
No.
I didn't see a sign for that one. No indication from the referees. So this will be a 2-man advantage for a minute and a half.
Let's see if I can. I see Dawson there. Maybe something happened after the play. I got a close up. I don't.
Maybe you should call the ref over.
Yeah.
Where did you see that?
No, what was that? I got the. You want to watch the replay?
I still haven't seen a sign.
I saw a finger. Is that a sign?
Oh, depends which one.
Maybe it was a praise. It was pointing up. I think we got a timeout.
The Sun Devils will have, unless something changes, a 2-man advantage for a minute and a half.
For some reason.
Minute 34. Yeah, we still haven't heard the call. Hasn't been announced either.
I wonder if he said something. What if it's a
Oh, maybe, but yeah, I don't know.
unsportsmanlike or something? Maybe. I don't know.
The scorekeeper hasn't announced it. The referees are still trying to figure out what it was. Now he's talking to the scorekeeper. I might be right.
Huh.
Referee still talking to the scorekeeper. He should write it down. So for whatever reason, the Bobcats are 2 men short for a minute 34. Face off. Coming to the right of Hubler. Like Bernard and Letty out there. Luma takes the draw. Sun Devils have it now. Back into the corner to the right of Hubler. Here comes the
delay
game. Delay of game.
Delay of game.
How do you delay
What?
game? Okay,
what?
I don't know. Whatever. Puck fired in, goes wide.
All right. I'm not sure if even got
Back to
a
the right
graphic for
point.
that one.
Yeah, that's an unusual one. Sun Devils send it right through the slot. Bobcats keeping them outside for the most part. Sun Devils in behind, right in front. Puck is loose.
Oh, wow.
Only thing I can think of is Dawson maybe fell on it in the crease or something. But,
I don't know.
That would have been a penalty shot. Maybe he fell on it outside the crease. That's the only thing I can imagine. Sun Devils moving it high at the top. Send it now back into the corner. Sun Devils with a 2-man advantage for 34 seconds. Then there'll be a 1-man advantage. Oh, good stick on there by Luma, and he dumps it down the ice, and he's going to go for a change. Cannon comes on. And that's right, in this league, that is icing. It was a good touch on that puck, actually. It just barely made it for icing.
Oh, I do have a graphic for.
I bet you haven't used it for a while.
I've never used it. I didn't know I had it.
24 seconds remaining in the 2-man advantage. Sun Devils now have the puck up high. Cross D to D. Now they move in. Go cross ice over to the far side into the circle. The half boards back in behind the goal. Back up to the half boards. Bobcats just trying to get in those shooting lanes. Back to the point. Fired in. Hubler saw it all the way. And he makes a great save. He smothers that with no rebound. Bobcats doing a great job keeping the Sun Devils on the outside, taking away those passing lanes.
26 seconds left on the penalty.
Yes, Bobcats have one man back out, so they clear the zone. Sun Devils back at center. 16 seconds remaining in the power play for the Sun Devils. They hit their man in the middle, back into the half boards. They fire that, goes across ice. Sun Devils now back and behind in the corner. Backhander. Puck in behind. And Bobcats are back to full strength. Sun Devils back to the right point. Fired in. That goes wide. Bobcats have killed the two-man advantage for the Sun Devils. Sun Devils keep it in, though. Send it back into the half boards. Bannon gets a hold of it. Sends it up to Wong. And he almost clears it. Puck got held up in his skates. Smith now with it in behind his own zone. Fires it off the boards. Kept in by the Sun Devils. They fire it in. Smith blocks that. Takes it into the corner. Got a couple of Sun Devils with him. And puck comes back to the right point for the Sun Devils. Gleason sends it back in behind. Puck hits Oberle on the skate. Sun Devils still have it in. Bobcats would like to get a change here. Sun Devils back into the corner. Fired in, Hubler to save, and he's going to hold on to this. And now the Bobcats will get their lines back in order.
But at this point, I'm watching for Hughes to jump out of the net. Less than 5 minutes left.
Yeah. They had a golden opportunity there. Two-man advantage for a minute and a half. And now here comes the Bobcats. Stipe dumps it off to Wong, up over the blue line, coming in through the middle. He gets poke checked. Wahlberg picks that up. He's along the boards, the right of the Sun Devil goal. Kept in by Wong, fires a high one in, and that's gloved by Hughes, and we'll have a face-off to his right. Good to see the Bobcats in the Sun Devil zone for a change.
Yeah.
After that, killing that two-man advantage. Wahlberg back to Lindsay. Lindsay fires a low shot in. Pad save by Hughes. Stipe battles the bouncing puck. And now here come the Sun Devils up their right side. Hit the man up through the middle. And Bernard picks that up through center. He's dodging, tried to dodge a couple of players there. And now Sun Devils coming back with it up over the Bobcat blue line. They fire it in, and Wong's going to pick that in up behind his own goal. Sends it over to Stipe. He gets bodied into the boards there by the Sun Devils. Puck is just outside the Bobcat bench, and Wong's now picking it up. Up through center. He's got Wahlberg on his right. Hits Wahlberg. Fires it in. Oh, good save by Hughes. Wahlberg has it behind. He's got Stipe in front. Oh, just missed him. And the Sun Devils now clear the zone. Lindsay over to Bernard. Back over to Lindsay. Up to Wahlberg. Wahlberg almost hit Wong on the head. And Stipe just dumps it into the corner. 3:20 remaining in the third. Wahlberg, nice stick work there. Picks up the puck. He's got Wong in front. Goes in behind. Backhander tries to go short side. And Hughes is there with the glove. And holds on to that one. So we'll have a face-off to the left of Hughes in the Sun Devil goal with just over 3 minutes remaining here in the third period. Bobcats leading 3-1.
Great attempt at a wraparound.
Yes. Wahlberg makes some really good stick plays, even just to keep that in the zone. Lawson chips it in. Overlay. Oh! That's Luma's down. Grabbing his left ankle. Didn't see what happened there.
Snapped it. Let's.
Here we go. He's up.
Oh, good. On the replay on that, I want to see if I can figure out what happened.
Okay. Yeah, I totally didn't see it. It must have been just after the face-off.
He got caught up with one of the Sun Devils. Where are they taking it?
Face off coming out of the Sun Devil zone up through by the Bobcat blue line to the left of Hubler. 3:03 remaining, third period. Gardner in for that draw. Sun Devils now go cross ice. Bannon, Gardner, and Oberle out. And Gardner now picks it up. He's coming down the left side. Tried to hit Oberle. Bannon picks it up. Tried to clear it into the zone. Puck is bouncing. He's back to Dawson. He hits Gardner. Sun Devils now come up with it in their own zone. Off the boards. Puck just cleared. Letty has it. Backhands it into the zone. Gardner goes back after it. Oberle is going to keep that in. He sends it around the other side. Gardner on the chase. Sun Devils cleared off the boards. Gardner picks that up. He's got Oberle in front. Right back. Oh, just hit Abandon's reach. Back to Dawson. Fires it in. Pad save by Hughes. Gardner dumps it back to Letty. Letty back to Gardner. He gets bumped on the boards, and Sun Devils now try to clear it. Good keep in by Oberle. Gardner chips it up to Bannon. Bannon into the corner. Sun Devils pick it up, and they send it up through the middle cross ice, and that's going to go for icing or not. I guess it didn't quite make it. Dawson picks it up. Cross for Letty. To Gardner. Oop. He sends it down the ice. Now that'll be icing, as he was out for a long shift and a productive one.
I'm going to keep my camera fixed on Hughes. Minute. I'm really surprised they haven't pulled him yet.
Yeah, this would be an opportune time. Minute 39 remaining. Bobcats leading by 2. Shots tied at 29 apiece. Fired in, deflected right on. Hubler the save. Puck goes in behind the goal. And now into the corner. Wong sends it back to Bernard. He's got Stewart on the left side. He reverses and sends it up. And here come the Bobcats now. Up through center. Wong with it, streaking in over the blue line. Fires it in. Just missed. Oh, Stewart had a good chance there, and the puck bounced over his stick. Puck comes back. Bernard knocks his man. Sun Devil able to get it across ice. Hubler the save. Another shot right on. Puck is loose right in front. Somebody dive on that. Hubler, it gets the glove on it. And it is not today, folks. Not today.
Oh, that was a scary. I'm watching the replay on that one.
Looks scary from this end. Face off to the left of Hubler. Just under a minute remaining here in the third period. Bobcats with the 3-1 lead. And they pick up the puck off the face-off up over the blue line. Watts is out there. Luma's back on the ice, which is good to see. He's out there with Watts and Haynes. Bernard now with the puck. Sends it up to Haynes. Haynes off. Up, and Luma gets cross-checked from behind. No call. Haynes now up over the blue line. He's got it. Dumps it deep into the zone. Luma there. He gets bodied into the boards, and the Sun Devils now coming up their right side. Good stick by Watts. Keeps it in. Haynes has it. Dumps it back into the corner. Goes in behind. When Watts is there, gets a stick on it over to Luma. Luma sends it back in behind. Watts working his man over there. Luma almost picked that off, and now the Sun Devils coming up their left side. Oh, lovely hit by Bernard. Lovely hit. And then Haynes gets cross-checked from behind.
Are they going to call bull?
Well, I don't know what they're doing. I saw the referee's arm go up for Bernard's hit, but that was just a perfect shoulder-to-chest check.
Oh.
That was textbook. And then one of the Sun Devils didn't catch the number. Cross-checked Haynes totally from behind, totally uncalled for. Blindsided from behind. 19 on the Sun Devils.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bobcats with the win. 3-1 here at Mountain America Ice Complex here in Tempe. And good game. Dawson with 2 today for the Bobcats. And the players now going through and coaches through the handshake line. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, do the whole like, subscribe thing that you do on YouTube. And stay tuned for the highlights.